I'm just saying, I'm not 100% convinced that this is a good idea, Meghan.
Yeah, okay, Harry, but you're still not 100% convinced that tadpoles turn into frogs.
Well, I'm yet to see any evidence.
But do you not remember we had hundreds of them at that pond thingy at Frogmore? You know, then one day we woke up and we had hundreds of frogs instead.
Yeah, I remember that. But we're only assuming that the tadpoles turned into the frogs. I still think it's much more likely that the frogs turned up and ate the tadpoles than they performed some magical transformation. I mean, come on, really, Meghan.
Harry, this conversation shows exactly why I don't seek your approval.
I'm just not sure it's going to work out, Meghan. That's all I'm saying, After all, who are we? Really, in the grand scale of things. I don't want to be referred to as a disaster tourist.
There's no such term, Harry. All you need to understand is that our fellow Californians are suffering right now. So it's incumbent upon us to show our faces, okay? And lend some support, and share some information, and give some unwanted advice. Oh, please don't make me fight you on this, Harry.
But do we really need the camera crew? I mean, can't we just go there, on the quiet, without the fanfare? Keep our profiles low. I've got a terrible feeling, Meghan.
It's probably something you ate or smoked. No, hold on. No, it's one of the staff. Hold on.
No, carry on.
No, I want it written exactly as I want it. Okay, so if family and friends, pets, rada, have to evacuate, and you can offer them a home, safe haven, please do, okay? Yeah, those words, right. Tweet it out precisely as I say it. Yeah, I know, I'm not looking for your opinion or your advice, okay? Hey, losing your home, being homeless is a traumatic experience, okay? So don't make me help you find out what that feels like firsthand. Okay. Yeah, I thought you might. Okay.
Also, I'm very unsure about whether we should be telling people to take in friends and family into their home,
You're supposed to help out your family and friends. I'm just pointing out why. What do you want about?
Well, because it's their friends and family. I mean, why do they need us to tell them to take in their own friends and family? If they don't, then maybe there's a reason for it, and it's their business. I mean, it might look like we're giving unwanted and unnecessary advice, that's all.
Harry, look, I don't have the time and you don't have the brain power to learn the art of public relations, okay? Right? Okay? Yeah, and going back to your previous point, yes, it would look great if we could just turn up there, incognito and not make a big song and dance about it. That's exactly why we're going dressed as a couple of scruff bags. But it can't possibly look great if nobody gets to look at it. Right? Okay, right? Okay, this is not about personal aggrandizement, Harry.
No, of course not.
It's about duty, Harry, okay? Duty. We have a platform. So we have a duty to use that platform to the best of our ability, okay? To help bring awareness to our fellow Americans who are suffering. Oh, hold on, I've got another call coming in. Hold on.
No problem, my little skin tag.
No, she's gotta come. No, she's got to come. I need someone to hug. Oh, yeah, okay. Maybe in your fantasy reality, I'm just going to turn up there and start hugging some potentially filthy wildfire victim. But if I'm going to wrap these tentacles around someone, I want to know who they are and what they can do for me. No, you're overthinking it. You're overthinking it. It's going to look like a, natural display of organic compassion. Trust me. Make it happen. Make it happen. Do you remember that fear you've got of failing and everything and having to move back with your parents? Well, I can make that happen. Okay, thank you. Okay. Come on, Harry. We've got to get going.
Okay, my little parasitic wasp. But are you sure we have everything we need? Okay, scruffy clothing?
Check.
A face mask to protect you from COVID?
Check.
Bedraggled hair?
Oh my God, is that a chocolate chip cookie? Oh no, it's raisin and sultana oatmeal. Oh, check.
And a stick to beat off the commoners in case they get too close.
Yeah, checkmate.
Well, I'm not taking any chances.
Oh, for goodness sake, Harry. Will you remove that ridiculous hat?
Harry, did Boris Johnson really have a manly chat with you before Megxit? Well, not really. I'm sure I've told you before, Harry. Managing a woman is a tricky task, but not impossible. I mean, sure, it helps when you're devilishly handsome and can quote long swathes of classical literature. Well, I'm not too great with books, but I am proper hot in the looks department. Well, it's not everything, but what is essential is that you carefully but clearly and firmly lay down the law, establish a precedent of dominance. Because you must remember, you're committing to this woman, you're committing to her until she's 40, where you can finally trade her in for a newer model. Yeah, so you don't want her popping off with ideas 24/7, do you? Oh, my Meghan's got loads of ideas. Yeah. Literally can't shut up about them. Yeah. And she'll be turning 40 next year. Oh, really? Really? Wow, okay, time to get on Tinder, I'd say. One of her great ideas is that on Valentine's Day, we're going to announce that we're, basically leaving the royal family.
I just hope you didn't tell him anything personal about our plans.
Of course I didn't, my darling little arachnid. He was just going on about his theories. You know Boris. He's always got something to babble on about.
And he always stares at me.
Oh yeah, that's Boris, all right. He does it with all the girls. He was even doing it with Ellen DeGeneres the other night. He's harmless.
Well, Harry, he's chatted me up every time I've had any contact with him. Okay, right in front of you. And you don't do anything about it.
Oh, it's Boris. You know Boris.
Harry, he had his hand on my buttocks.
Oh, come on, he would have got little more than a handful of bone.
I was violated.
Yeah, it's Boris. I mean, it's Boris. I mean, come on, Cobalt, can you help me out here?
It was Boris, Meghan. I just can't stand the thought of that man knowing all of our personal affairs. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Well, he doesn't. Oh, it's a really clever plan because she knows how valuable we are to the royal family. Her with her uniqueness and her amazingness, and me with my A-level in art. So when we do leave, they're going to be so desperate to have us back that we'll return on better terms and with far more influence.
And you're sure about that? Because I'm not so sure about that.
Well, neither was I, Boris, but Meghan explained it in such a threatening way that I had no choice but to see her point in the end.
I mean, what do you intend on doing, with your lives? I mean, where do you intend on living?
In this place called America. And we're going to be like celebrities, but like royal ones. And Meghan said that everyone's going to find me like really interesting, but they're going to say super interesting, because that's how they talk out there. Okay, and you believe that? What choice do I have, Boris? Really, what choice do I have? Well, you can put your foot down, Harry. You can say what any sane person in your situation would say. And to begin with, you start off by acknowledging the unrivaled privilege that you receive, considering that you're only a few IQ points away from being abnormal, And then you shut the hell up so you don't get found out. That's what you do. What if you were you, or if you were me? I'm just saying, I find you interesting, as an experiment, okay? But your brain power is so minute. I mean, you won't survive out there in the world where you're judged on your wit and intellect. Well, I do appreciate you being so protective, Boris. And most of these so-called A-listers sound thick to me. Well, so maybe it won't be a problem. No, you're in a league, like I said, you're a few IQ points away from having your achievements magnetically attached to a fridge, so everyone can see. Oh, come on, Boris, that's sweet. Not when you're 40. He offered me lots of advice, none of which I took, because instead I listened to my Meghan, I'm not traumatized, my Meghan. And are you glad that you ignored Boris's advice, Harry, considering how everything turned out? Of course he is. I mean, think about all the projects and documentaries we couldn't have cashed in on, had we not have left. And the friends we've made. I mean, we talk about lifelong friendships here. Is that right, Harry? Well, I'm not always convinced they're my friends. Oh, really? Oh, what are you talking about? Oh, nothing, my vicious honey badger. I just don't think they particularly like me.
Now remember, Harry, they are a bunch of tricky badgers out there in Yankee Doodle Land. They will chew you up and spit you out.
Well, why? I mean, Meghan says that they'll love me.
You're about as interesting as a Pellegrino-flavoured yogurt.
You like me?
Well, I happen to be on a diet. I mean, they won't treat you with the level of respect that you deserve, and they certainly won't treat you with the gentleness with which I treat you.
Oh, the Yanks love the Brits and the Queen and all that, I'll be talk of the town.
For about 5 minutes, Harry, until they realise how truly moronic you are. Give it a few months and your voracious viper of a wife will be mocking the Queen, and you'll be on a radio show calling the US Constitution bonkers.
Well, it is bonkers.
I would urge you to reconsider, Harry. And are you content with the decisions you've made, Harry, after ignoring Boris's advice? We're ecstatic.
Yeah, who needs hair? But one correction there, Dr. Jackson. I didn't actually ignore Boris's advice.
But I thought...
Yes, well, that's your weakness, Cobalt. Leave the thinking to people like us.
I really would think long and hard before eloping with this lobotomized mannequin you've married.
Yeah, but we're in love.
Well, I've been in love twice this morning. You can't let it rob you of your composure, Harry. And what is it exactly that you're trying to achieve out there, before you're inevitably welcomed back into the royal fold with open arms, which I seriously doubt?
Yeah, well, we want to become experts on mental health and climate change by flying around the world in a private jet, complaining about how unfair everything is.
Well, that's hypocrisy 101, Harry. And I must say, I find it a rather beautiful thing.
I'd never properly noticed my mental health before because I used to waste far too much time, laughing and being happy. But now my eyes are opened, especially now I've witnessed how easy it is for someone's mental health to be absolutely destroyed.
Whose?
The staff's, Meghan's a relentless bully.
Well, I have to be honest. I've got to be honest. The more nonsensical nonsense we can get the populace to accept, the better chance I have of consolidating my power by floating on the fears of inflated crises.
Pardon?
Yes. The complete destruction of a sensible reality can only assist me in my quest.
What?
I've changed my mind, Harry. Go for it. Embrace it. Fly around the world guzzling gas and fixing mental health or whatever you said. You've got your opportunity. Snatch it with both hands.
He was very supportive.
Oh, perhaps I misjudged him. I mean, by the sounds of things, he has helped us and supported us in, fulfilling our dreams and, reaching our present levels of happiness, right?
That's right, my thorny little pufferfish.
It's time to start clicking those buttons. You got the subscribe button, you got the notification bell, you got the comments button just for the algorithm, whatever that is. And don't forget to look in the description box for some links to how you can support the channel. So if we can support the channel more, we can start making more videos about showing how fabulous I am. Bye!
Sometimes I think I can just melt into the surroundings. So, how do you think it's going?
Not too bad. I'm closing in on one donation, and I've been pleading poverty with Elton all night, so we'll see if he coughs up.
What story did you go with?
Well, I told him that my media projects are all going downhill because the executives are racist, sexist, anti-gay.
Why not anti-LGBTQ and all that?
Well, he was losing interest, so I thought I'd make it more about him.
Oh yeah, very clever. I mean, he'd never want to share with that other lot. I mean, what is bi, really?
I did invite a lot of those Middle Eastern princes, but none of them seem to have shown up yet.
Well, I think it would have been more likely they would have come if we'd actually known one of them. Oh, Harry, look. One's just arrived. Okay,
I'm gonna go and see if I can tap him up early.
Oh yeah? What are you going with?
Right, I think I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with, I wish we had the funds to, positively spin your recent activities. It's now or never, Harry. I mean, you only turn 40 once, unless you're me. Wish me luck.
Good luck, my little foot fungus. So, the intergalactic hasmonaut turns 40. Boris! So glad you could make it. Yeah, I wouldn't miss it for the world, you know. Top totty everywhere. Do you ever think that you'll properly settle down, Boris? Well, I am married, Harry. But no, between you and me, if I'm being honest, no, I don't think I will. You know? I mean, life's full of unfairness, Harry. It's so unfair. Let's put it this way. You can marry them in their 30s, but they always turn 40 in the end. I mean, I don't know, Harry. I mean, don't you sometimes wonder whether it's all just a big joke? No, not now I'm 40, Boris. No. I'm redoubling my efforts to make sure this world's a better place. Tell that waiter to get his mask on. Well, isn't that sweet? I have to admit, Harry, you've inspired me. I think I'm going to go and talk to that blonde bird. Oh, that's Ellen DeGeneres. Hello, Ellen. Well, I would say good luck, Boris, but you're going to need more than luck with that one. Oh, Madam Vice President. So glad you could make it.
Yeah, I thought it was important for the community, okay?
Oh, absolutely. I take it your husband's here?
No.
Right. Well, you know we've got something in common, don't you?
Oh yeah? And what's that?
We both look foolish when we pretend to like rap music. You know, me because I'm a ginger toff, and you because you're 60.
Look, I used to listen to Snoop and Tupac back when I was 19 when I first inhaled.
Well, look, that would have been about 10 years before either of them even emerged on the scene. So, you know, fact check in real time.
Look, I'm gonna go and mingle in the community because I think that's significant.
You do that, you know, we'll catch up later. Take care, Camilla.
There he is.
Oh, Donald, I didn't know you were invited.
I told your lovely wife that I would give her a few $100,000, and she seemed awfully keen on me coming.
Yeah, she would.
Her convictions are paper thin. She said, I don't want you coming. I said, that's fine. I just keep this big chunk of money here for myself then. She said, only joking. I want you to come. I need to make my wardrobe great again.
Yeah, that sounds like Meghan, my Meghan.
I got one piece of advice for you, Harry, and then I'm getting out of here without giving that harridan 1 penny. Okay? Dump her.
What?
Look her straight in the eyes and say, you're fired. Okay? She's gonna eat you up. She's gonna finish you off, Harry. I mean, look at you. You're 40 and you got less hair than me.
Well, it was really nice seeing you. You take care now.
You're fired, okay? Remember that, okay? And stay off the dope.
Meghan, we've got a bit of a problem. Both presidential candidates have arrived. I don't think Trump's gonna pay out, but he's here, so he might as well have a crack.
Excuse me?
Well, yeah, Camilla's got all that donor cash as well, so she's probably worth a pop. Yeah, what are you going to go with? Just don't go the same thing with Camilla as you do with Trump.
I am Kamala, okay?
Awkward. Well, in that case, you know, Meghan looks like she's got a few quid out of that Middle Eastern prince, so if you want, we could team up and make a play for that money.
I'm listening.
What did you go with? Yeah, that Ellen DeGeneres. I mean, talk about frigid. Yeah, I was just chatting with Ellen DeGeneres. I mean, talk about frigid. Yeah, that Ellen. Talk about, you know that Ellen bird? Well, talk about frigid. I used all of my moves, every single one of my lines, nothing. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I've used everything on that Ellen bird. Talk about frigid.
It's been far too long since we've had you both on the couch, opining on things for which you are uniquely unqualified, and generally relating everything to yourselves.
Well, we did text you a number of times to arrange another chinwag.
Oh yes, I saw.
Oh, right, so you did see them.
Yes, it's my phone.
And?
I ignored them.
Based.
Well, you've had a busy year in 2024, hurrying along the prelude to your eventual divorce by concentrating on solo projects, as well as embracing the realization that whenever you make a program or a show centered around yourselves, your popularity plummets.
Sorry. I'm going to take umbrage with that.
Oh, that's good, because that'll keep him busy.
That being said, what on earth possessed you to make a documentary about polo, the most exclusive, preclusive, and pompous sport imaginable?
I'm going to be honest, Cobalt.
That'll make a change.
I never thought it was a particularly good project, right? Because, it's hardly the sport of the people. And that's what we're all about. Oh, my earring.
Suppose that's why you spent so much time hugging every elite polo player that you met.
I was just being polite, Harry. Oh, it's back.
There were 6 of them in a circle, and she went on a grand hugging tour. By the time she draped her thorny branches around the same poor chap for the 3rd time, I had to grab her by the wrist and lead her out of the room.
Well, what can I say? I'm a hugger.
Well, you didn't seem so interested in hugging Colin, who I introduced you to.
Colin. Remind me.
The hairy chap with the gammy eye who cleans out the horse vans.
Oh, that one with the mole.
That wasn't a mole.
Oh. Well, you know me, Harry. I don't really like to get over familiar, right, with the staff. There's got to be a line. There's got to be a line.
Well, what about Kevin with a C?
He's a friend, Harry. Basically family at this point. But no. I want to concentrate on making programs and documentaries about, like, women, right, and communities, right, and how communism is the way forward for all Western societies.
Oh, indeed.
But poor Harry, he's not really blessed with great knowledge about, anything really, right? Except polo and hallucinogenics. So we went with polo.
Yeah, hold on. I thought I did do one on hallucinogenics.
No, that was just, you imagined it.
Oh.
Yeah, the production manager. She said you couldn't.
But we fired that production manager without severance pay, and we slandered her and her family. So we got a new one now. Perhaps she'll let me.
Perhaps.
I'll try ayahuasca if we can later.
You were saying, Meghan, that you would have rather have concentrated on different themed projects?
Yeah, something that's consistent with and complementary to what I consider to be our core message, right? Which is, let's be honest, interfering in people's lives by using our position to try and affect social policy.
Well, you do have a bit of a garbled message. You're polo-playing, private jet-flying, diamond-wearing communists.
Yeah, but I prefer to refer to it as a thought-provoking juxtaposition of archetypal dichotomies or dichomatic archetypes.
And I prefer to it as good, clean fun.
Well, you've clearly learned nothing from your 2024 mistakes. So is it fair to suggest that 2025 is destined to be another cringe-inducing chapter of derailment and implosion?
I think 2025 is going to be our year, finally.
Finally, it's so unfair.
Yeah, I think it's going to come together, all that we've been working towards.
2024 was hard, Trump. I personally thought that the Camilla had it in the bag.
It was a very, oh my God, it was a very difficult night, okay? It was a very difficult night.
When Trump carried Pennsylvania, I rushed to my Meghan, who I found spark out on the laminate wood flooring. I had to smear avocado across her top lip just to revive her.
And did it work?
Yeah, but only in time to witness Trump carrying Wisconsin. By that point, there weren't enough avocados in North America. The poor thing was on a guacamole dip drip for 11 straight days.
Say from the beginning, can you please leave a comment at the end of this video? Thanks.
Oh, it's ringing.
Hello?
Oh, hey, Pa. It's me, Harry. Happy birthday. Did you get our gift?
Harry, perhaps. I can't be sure. What was it?
A drone.
Oh, no, I don't appear to have opened it yet. One gets so many presents on one's birthday. It's almost unbearable.
Yeah, people think that being royal was all about wine and fine dining, but they forget about the endless presents too.
Yes, but one carries one's burden and suffers through for the good of the next generation.
So, Pa, do you, miss me yet?
Excuse me?
I said, do you miss me yet? Oh, come on, you don't fool me, Pa. I know you miss me.
Do I miss you yet? Harry, this is an appalling leverage of emotions. Yes, I suppose I miss you, whatever that means.
Oh, right. Well, how's stepmama?
Well, she's still awfully sore about you referring to her as a kind of wicked pantomime stepmother figure in one of your ghastly interviews. Why do you persist in doing them?
To boost my image a little bit, you know, to get my side of the story out.
You seem to have lost so much of your erstwhile charm, my dear boy. You used to have a sparkle in your eye and a playful, indeed a little mischievous personality that was charming.
Oh, don't say that, Papa. I'm more cheeky and cheerful now than ever. Now I'm with Meghan.
Yes, quite.
I used to spend too much
Time being happy, probably to concentrate on your mental health. Yes, I've heard you say.
She's here right now. She wants to say hi.
Christ, no.
Hey, Dad.
Meghan, my dear, how are you?
Yeah. It's going good. It's going good. Oh, and congratulations again on your promotion.
My promotion?
Yeah, you went from a prince up into a king.
Oh, right, well, one wouldn't really call it promotion. Rather tacky. A bit corporate.
Yeah, like a firm.
There is a majesty in becoming your majesty that can't quite be captured with the cold brutality of corporate slang. I am merely bequeathed an honour and a duty, and I am truly humbled by that responsibility.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Me? Oh, not much. Just, doing my bit, looking after Archie and Lilibet, keeping fit, keeping strong, and always looking for new outlets for my creativity, right?
Fascinating.
I'm still determined to get the word out, whatever the word may be, and break down a few walls, build a few bridges, and continue spending quality time with Harry.
Oh, I'm just glad that you still spend any time together.
Yeah, the whole afternoon on the third Thursday of the month, bi-monthly, every leap year.
I've never been too great at maths, but it certainly sounds like a lot.
Oh yeah, but talk about Harry. I was trying to do fractions with him the other day, and he would not. Indeed, he still will not accept that 2 halves is the same as 1 whole. He just kept going on about 2 being more than 1.
Well, he has got a point there, though, surely.
Oh, right, yeah, well, this actually explains quite a bit. So, did you get the drone that we sent? Oh, happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh my god, I've just been rabbiting on. I didn't even say it. So, did you get the drone?
I'm sure I have, but I haven't seen it yet. What exactly would one want with a drone?
Well, you can attach a speaker to it, so you can fly around and talk to the trees while you're still sitting on your terrace with a nice iced tea.
Which reminds me, Meghan, I was just in the middle of a delightful dialogue with Sycamore, which I'm eager to get back to.
Oh, right, okay. So you'd rather talk to a tree than us?
Yes, that's right. It is more restful.
Pa's here, Pa's here. Pa?
Take care, Harry. Who knows, perhaps one day this will all be over, and the healing can begin.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
That was the video, and if you'd be kind enough to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, it would be much appreciated.